Mic check. 1 2 1 2. Alrighty. Audrey, you're in the house. Audrey Fowler, Allison Catherine, Jamaica is in the house tonight. Hey, welcome, Audrey. Alrighty, good to see you tonight. Good to see you. Okay, finally got the system up and going. Finally got our system up and running. Yeah. Alrighty, hello everyone, hello, and thank you for tuning in tonight. I am Bishop C, here tonight on Campbell Time with a late start. But we're here tonight with you. Wanted to talk about a few things tonight. First of all, what's the weather like where you are? What's the weather like where you are? What is the weather like where you are tonight? Are you having hot weather or cold weather where you are tonight? What is your weather tonight? It's kind of chilly here. It's chilly here in the north. Chilly here in the north. We're looking at about 50 degrees. We're looking at 50 degrees here where we are, 50 degrees outside. Yep, 50 degrees outside. That's what we are looking on here. And for those of you that know what 50 degrees feels like, it's not warm. Put it like that. It's not warm. It's chilly. And so we're gearing up for that type of weather here in the States. That's what we're gearing up for. That's what we're gearing up for here in the States. Hey, listen, I just want to tell you tonight that we're living in some serious times. We're living in some serious time. Crazy things, crazy and unusual things are happening. Crazy and unusual things are happening around us here in America. Crazy things are happening around us here in America. One of the biggest, craziest thing that just happened was the election. And then following the election, we're looking at appointments to offices of people they say that's not qualified for the position that they're being appointed for. That is serious enough. But I want you to think about something tonight. I want you to think about you going to the hospital and you have a aneurysm or you have something going on in your brain and you need a brain surgeon to take a look at you, and you're told that the person that's in charge is not really a brain surgeon, but the person that's in charge is a plumber. And it's a plumber that's going to be looking after you, the plumber that's going to be tending to you. Well, in my opinion, it's something like that that's happening right now here in the States. They're trying to fill a lot of political vacancies, and it seems as if while trying to fill these vacancies, they are appointing people with no experience to run the departments that they are being appointed to run. That, my friend, is, to me, crazy on steroids, but that's what's happening. That's what's going on. That's exactly what's going on here in the U.S. of A. That's what's going on in the U.S. of A. And it's not just one department. It's a whole ton of departments that people are being appointed for that they are not really qualified to run. So I believe that America, I believe that we're in for it. We're in for a ride. We're in for a ride. And here is the thing. Here's the thing about the ride that we're in for. The ride that we're in for is that everybody is going to be affected by this ride. Everybody is going to be affected one way or another with this ride. Why? Because we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. And what happens to us in the boat is going to affect everybody that's riding in the boat. If the boat is sinking, all of us gonna sink. If the weather is terrible, all of us that's on the boat is going to feel the weight of what's happening around us and the weight of the weather. I'm just wondering if people really understand that. I'm just wondering if you understand that. That's what's going on right now, right here in the US of A. And as I look at the newspaper and I look at the news, I'm also realizing that there are so many companies. There are so many companies that's laying people off. So many people are losing their jobs in the season. Thousands of people are losing their jobs right now because their jobs are gone. Companies are closing. Companies are closing. Companies have closed and laid off people. Within the last week, I've counted 6 companies that closed. 6 companies that closed, and also quite a few other companies have just laid them off. And this, we're talking about thousands of people who are being laid off just before Christmas, just before the holidays. On the church front, we ask people to pray. On the church front, we ask people to pray and pray for one another. That's what we have done, asking people to pray on the church front. But while we're praying, we also understand that people are suffering. People are losing their jobs and they're suffering. It's just the time that we're living in. Listen, I came in here late tonight. I just got in studio. And so we jumped off a little late tonight. So I'm not going to talk about the subjects that I was going to talk about tonight. I'm not going to talk about the topics that I was going to talk about tonight. I'll leave those topics for the next episode. But would like to, those of you that join us tonight on YouTube and Facebook, want to thank you all for joining us. And we're going to tell you to stay strong in spite of the economy. And in spite of what's happening right now, we want you to stay strong. And now we're going to talk about it later, but you ought to stay strong. And I hope none of my viewers or listeners don't lose their job during the season. Losing a job is a very painful thing, especially when you have a family and you have bills to pay. When you have a family and you have bills to pay, losing a job ain't no joke. I'm going to know that. When you have bills and you have a family, losing a job is no joke. But you ought to stay strong, stay prayed up, and we all going to have to trust God together. We all are going to have to trust God together to work things out and to keep us in this time. That's what we're going to have to do. All right, Audrey, you're the only one here from Jamaica tonight, but I'm getting ready to go. We're going to have to do this another time. We're going to have to do Campbell time another time. And then we're going to be discussing quite a few things on the next program. Hopefully this program will become popular. It's not church. It's just me shooting or talking and shooting off about current events and what's happening around the world and in our country. So until our next program, tomorrow night on this network, we will be having time in the Word. So I want y'all to prepare for that and be back here for tomorrow night, all right, for time in the Word. And so this is where I'm going to say good night, and we'll pick up our discussions later. Okay? We will pick up our discussions later, all right? Okay, so Audrey, good night. See you next time. Pastor Zena, good night. See you next time. Everybody that's on there, this is me saying good night, and hope you have a good night, and hope you have a good night rest tonight. All right? All right, have a good night.